Your tax money paying for a renovated school building that is millions of dollars over budget.
Now, one expert told 41 Action News the awarding of a pricey contract also looks like a costly conflict of interest. Investigator Ryan Kath tracked down the people in charge to get answers.
And Mark, crews are racing to renovate this Hickman Mills building in time for the start of the school year. You can see all the work taking shape here. We've been digging into this project for months after getting a tip an inside deal could be in the works.
Mothballed for several years, this aging Hickman Mills school is about to be revived as a pre-K learning center. But before the kids walk through the doors, crews are gutting the building and upgrading all the energy equipment. Director of Facilities Steve Myers is in charge of the ambitious project. Early this year, an architect hired by the district recruited Smith & Boucher as a consultant.
And so what was Smith & Boucher's role in all this?
The engineering.
So are they essentially dictating the work that needs to be done?
Yeah, they're laying the scope of work. That's fair to say.
Smith & Boucher was guaranteed the design work, regardless of which company won the job. That company turned out to be Navitas.
This is the part where I've heard concern.
Okay.
You've got Smith & Boucher, who lays out the scope of work, and then Navitas gets the contract.
Okay.
Do you have a problem with that relationship?
Do I have a problem with that? I do not. Navitas is a performance contracting company totally independent of Smith & Boucher.
In its proposal, Navitas said it was very comfortable teaming with Smith & Boucher on the $4.2 million job. But that comfort level is closer than you might think. Check out the business filings for the companies. Smith & Boucher is owned by the same guys who own Navitas. In fact, they even share the same suite. We showed a photo of the office to Myers.
Do you have a problem with that?
I do not. They're two different businesses completely.
How does that not look like an inside deal?
I don't know. I mean, if they're working in the same location, I have no knowledge of that.
41 Action News also obtained this email showing Navitas received a draft of the qualification documents 10 days before the district released them to the public.
It just looks like it's steered that way from the get-go.
I can see the confusion, but the whole process has to go out and have everyone have the same opportunity.
But you only got one bid.
Yeah, that's true. And I can't control who bids on it.
Meantime, a request for similar work in the North Kansas City School District received responses from 6 companies. So why the difference? Myers says the district's tight construction timeline likely scared bidders away.
This is just grotesquely unethical.
But UMKC law professor and former financial regulator Bill Black says the single bid was a bad sign.
So that should have raised really big red flags for the district.
You need something beyond a red flag as an image now. This would be like the skull and crossbones.
It's clear some people saw the writing on the wall. We got our tip before the proposals were even due and had a camera at the meeting when the board approved the contract in March.
Motion carries 7-0.
That's where we learned one other surprising detail. Smith & Boucher highly recommended Navitas for the project.
How bad is this?
Conflict of interest upon conflict of interest upon conflict of interest.
But Myers defended the district's process.
You weren't aware of it, but is that a problem?
No, it's not a concern at that point. If their track record was somewhat shaky, I guess it would look worse.
Representatives from Navitas and Smith & Boucher declined interview requests with us, but we met with them for more than an hour at their office. They told us they did disclose the relationship, pointing to this section in their 158-page proposal. Navitas is owned with common Smith & Boucher ownership. The owners insisted their consulting role provided no inside advantage on the project, and they denied ever recommending their own company. But remember, it's worded on the board document, was said in the meeting,
And has come highly recommended by Smith & Boucher.
and we asked about it several times.
You don't think Smith & Boucher was able to influence this at all?
You know, I did ask them for a recommendation as far as Navitas' track record, and they said it was good.
People are going to look at that and say either A, the district had the wool pulled over its eyes with the relationship, or B, someone's getting something out of this deal.
Okay. Neither one of those I would agree with.
How do you explain it then?
What's going to be got is a excellent facility that's going to service pre-K and kindergarten, so hopefully our district's the one that's going to be receiving something, no one else.
But the project comes with a growing price tag. The district budgeted $7.5 million for the entire project, not just the energy improvements we just told you about. But so far, costs have soared more than $2 million over that amount. We'll, of course, keep following the story for you. Investigative reporter Ryan Kath, 41 Action News.